Good afternoon, and thank you to Takbeer TV for covering our second live instalment this afternoon. On today's show, we have the Principal of Southend City College and Bournville College, Mike Hopkins, and multi-humanitarian award winner, Raja Zafran BEM. Over the next hour, we're going to be discussing educational opportunities for anyone in Birmingham aged 14 and above. Firstly, I'd like to welcome the Principal of Southend City College, Mike Hopkins, and Bournville College, who has overseen 2 college mergers in the past 4 years alone. Mike, please explain to the audience a little bit about yourself, your background, and why supporting and providing excellent opportunities for young people is so important to you.
Well, thank you, Tom, and good afternoon, everyone. I suppose, first of all, as a college principal, I'm probably unique in the sector in so much as I'm from Birmingham originally. More importantly, I'm actually from inner city Birmingham, and I think a lot of people won't be aware that I was actually born in Lozells, which is probably shocking to some people knowing the sort of position I'm in. And then we moved from Lozells to Northfield. So I've been brought up both in the inner city and in the outer city, and in the areas where our college serves. So I've got personal first-hand experience of what goes on. I think more importantly, the thing that drives me is that I'm a product of the system. The reason I am where I am in the job I'm in, and the reason I'm now running what is the 3rd or 4th biggest college in the country, is because of education. So I actually really believe in what I do. It's worked for me. It certainly meant that I've got to where I am and wouldn't have done without education. So it can work for everybody else, and in effect that's what we work to do, to make sure that everybody, no matter where they are in the city, has got that opportunity.
Fantastic. Looking at principals across the country, it's quite rare to have a principal that was born and bred within that city, running the largest college within that programme area.
Yes, I suppose the difference between a lot of people is a career for a lot. I actually don't come from a traditional background in terms, I come from a professional background anyway. But I think with a lot of people, it's a case of trying to get the job and trying to be the principal of a college and to aspire to that sort of level. Mine has always been about what was originally South Birmingham College, then became Southend City College when we absorbed City College Birmingham. And it was always about Birmingham, it was always about being the principal in Birmingham. So it was never about being a principal, it was about being the principal of the college in Birmingham.
Mike, one of the areas that I know is of immense importance to yourself as well as the college is your commitment to local community engagement. Please explain some of the strategies that you've implemented over the years to engage.
Yeah, and I would say, just following on from the earlier conversation, by the way, although I'm the principal of the college is not me. Obviously, I'm the figurehead and I lead it. I wouldn't want people to, they associate me with the college, but it is about what the college does, not what I do. Hopefully, I lead in the right direction, but it is about the college. As a college, we have been involved with the local communities, and there's obviously a lot of communities around Birmingham, for very, very many years. I've been principal now for almost 11 years, and in that time, we've worked with most of the local communities around Birmingham and most of the businesses, and the two interchange. We do an awful lot in terms of trying to make sure what we're doing is appropriate for the local areas. And when you look at the catchment areas for the college, we actually serve Birmingham. Unlike a lot of colleges, we don't serve other parts of the region or other parts of the country. It is all about Birmingham, and primarily I would say about inner city and outer city Birmingham. For those people who wouldn't necessarily gain from most of the normal education system, what we do is to make sure that what we put into place is something which will work for everybody and give everybody the chance. So if they haven't done that well initially at school, they can still aspire to get to university and get through. We've worked with a lot of community groups, and I know many communities and community leaders around the city personally, and we do a lot of work outside in the communities. We support pretty much all of the activities going on and all of the awards and things that go on around the city, and we have our students involved all around the community of Birmingham.
You touched upon there that sometimes learners come to colleges and they've had negative experience of education or poor experiences. Southend City College has an amazing record for working with these young people and then developing and progressing them through to levels 2, level 3, to higher education and into employment back with the college in some scenarios. How have you ensured that process can take place?
We are a college very much focused on what we do in Birmingham. So if you look at the population of the college, it more than reflects, in terms of students, more than reflects Birmingham. Around about 60% of our students are from non-white, non-traditional backgrounds, I suppose. Birmingham's population is around about 49–50%, so we reflect that. But more importantly, our staffing reflects this. Around about 40% of our staff are people that you would recognise from the local community. And I'm a firm believer that actually bringing people on locally is really important. So I'm a local lad made good, hopefully. So I'm a product of Birmingham in that sense, and perhaps a role model for our students. But we've got a large number of our staff, and particularly some of our managers at all levels, that have come through the student route originally and have come from Birmingham. I think really importantly as well, and probably an acid test, is the number of our staff and managers whose own children or grandchildren or nieces, nephews, etc. actually study at the college, which includes myself. If that is the case, then the college must be doing something very good. It is about making sure that the college reflects what's going on locally, because would you want to come somewhere which is not about what you'd normally see in your local community? If you come into college, and the college is obviously spread around the city now, it does actually reflect what's going on out there.
Fantastic. Mark, what does diversity mean to you, and how do you ensure that Southend City College and Bournville College meets and plays its role in ensuring that we do cater for everyone?
I think, firstly, we spend a lot of time talking to local businesses, local communities, MPs, local councillors, and making sure that everything we're doing is still connected with the locality. And we do a lot with parents and with students to make sure that's the case. But we also make sure the college reflects, as I said earlier on, what is out there within our local areas. So if you walk into the college, very often you walk into a college and it doesn't seem to look like you would expect. I mean, the people who will be teaching won't necessarily be the people you would see out in your local areas. In our college, you will see that. That doesn't mean they're not very, very well qualified, very able people, but they are also very committed to the area, very committed to what they do. And I think, and I wouldn't say it's unique, because this is what college and education is about, but certainly the college is very much focused on its students and its population. We take in students now from age 14. Most colleges take them in from 16, but we can then redress the balance for some of those students. And at Bournville, we've now got the Bournville College Academy, which has picked up a failing school and closing school, and we have a lot of provision for people who may not have gained what they needed from education to begin with. The really important thing is when students go through the college, they come out and we outperform most colleges within the locality. When the students come through the college, they do actually do extremely well. We are a high performing college. So it doesn't really matter what you come in with. We will take any students in, obviously put them in the right course, but what we will do is make sure they've got the support, the education, everything they need, and very often they need more support to get them through. And very large numbers of our students go on to university and higher education who would never have even dreamed of doing that, and their family wouldn't have dreamed of doing that to begin with. We have probably a great example, and this is something that is unique to the region, and probably unique nationally now. We have a women's only campus, and that's primarily aimed at Muslim women who otherwise wouldn't go into education at all. Now, what we're able to provide is a very good environment. I mean, the college has a very good, safe environment anyway. We pride ourselves on that. But really importantly, it provides opportunity for people who culturally or in terms of their family background would probably not be allowed into education. And it does mean that they get obviously far more life chances, but also the opportunity then to get really good jobs and to go on to university if they wish, or to go into higher education within the college.
Fantastic. So clearly you've seen a trend in enabling young people to study in an environment that's comfortable for them and that allows them to achieve. You just touched on something there, that a lot of people see colleges as a 16 and over environment for education. Something that's unique against Southend City College is you've opened up your pre-college school from 14 to 16-year-olds over at Bournville. Can you just tell us a little bit more about what that is? Because I don't think a lot of the parents and people locally would consider that until the young person hits 16.
Yes, I mean, for some young people, a school environment doesn't really fit. And obviously, if you're in an environment where you are not necessarily academic, but you are, you know, and we do have a lot of students who are very bright, very able, but it doesn't always mean that they are academically very bright. They may be able to do things through, you know, through vocation areas and really achieve, but not necessarily through the traditional route of GCSEs and A-levels. At Bournville, we have both routes in terms of GCSEs and A-levels, and in the rest of the college we have the vocational route, all of which will actually take people through to university. Now, in terms of the 14 and 15-year-olds, we take students into both our Hall Green campus and to the Bournville campus. At Bournville, we have both a discrete school area, which deals with intakes at 14, and we have areas where we will take students individually in, either because the schools will refer them, or parents will have contacted us, or the local authority will. And again, with all of those, what it is to make sure that we support them. Very often, we will have students who need additional support, but we bring them into a very safe, very controlled environment, and more, it's not an adult environment, but more of an adult focus to bring them up to that level, and really importantly, to make sure they achieve. And that means achieving in terms of the sort of core areas. English and maths is obviously very important, but also to get a real ground in terms of skills, in terms of behavioural issues which they'll need in the world of work and if they move on, and also to get their education. And a large number of those will actually move on through education through level 2, which is GCSE level equivalent, level 3, A-level equivalent, all the way through to university level, and you know, very often actually into university itself. The college now has 2 university centres as well, and that means that those students, because if you go to university, it can be quite alien to people who've gone through the normal education system. When you're in a college like ours, there's an immense amount of support, there's a level of security and safety in there which most colleges can't get. We manage to achieve that, and we make sure the environments are really, really good. But when you move to university, to a normal university, you're then pretty much left to your own devices and you have to self-study. Very often we find that students will prefer to carry on with their HND or degrees within the college itself, because they then still continue that supportive environment, and that works really, really well.
Fantastic. Zaf, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tom.
Following on from Mike's explanation about how the college engage with communities, you're one of the college liaison officers. What is your role, and what makes you effective at engaging with local communities?
First of all, Tom, just want to thank Takbeer TV for having us on again, and a warm welcome to our principal, Mike Hopkins.
Yep.
Coming back to your question, my role in the college, as know yourself, I engage within the local community, different organisations, again, a lot of youth centres, youth clubs, mosques, churches, and basically just to give another opportunity to youngsters who are deprived of a lot of things, especially in the areas we're working in. Bowes Green, Washudith, Saltley, Aston, Warden Park, where we've had a lot of incidents, you know yourself. We work closely with the police within different organisations. And there's certain youngsters out there who, they've tried going to other places, other colleges, but unfortunately they haven't had that luck. And you know yourself, we've had staff from other colleges who told us the sessions they can't liaise with. And we're fortunate that our principal is very well to all these youngsters, and we've got access to facilities where, you know, if it's the cost is very hard to cope. So we've been given the luxury where we don't charge none of these youngsters. They come in through the facilities we have and the way we treat them. They are really keen to join, getting onto any courses which we offer. And like I say, it's been going on for a few years. That's always been the role. But the main incentive is we've never had that pressure from management or the principal that these youngsters we're working with, that they have to come in and join our course or join the college. We can go out and they've got their free will. But like I said, there must be something decent happening in the college or the way we treat them, that they choose to come to our colleges.
So thinking about a couple of case stories, can you give us an idea of some of the hard-to-reach communities that you've engaged with that traditionally wouldn't have come into education at 16 plus, would have moved into the workplace or other activities? Can you give us a couple of examples of good case studies?
We've got a place literally just across the road from campus at Bowes Green. It's called the MEB. And the issues we've had there, over the last 3-4 years, even the Birmingham City Council got involved. They're going to shut it down permanently. Then the sergeant, the police commissioner got involved. And basically it was a place where no one would dare to go. We went there on a weekend and engaged with over 120, 130 kids. Most of them were on drugs. They were into crime. But the main thing was there was no one out there who wanted to go in and play their bit, play their role, just to work with them. We had social workers used to come in, probably from the outset, just have a look at them and just run off. Maybe they're a threat to us or anything. We just went there, we had initial chats with them, then we put in a cricket program, then we done the opening. Mike came to that. And again, I didn't tell Mike this at that time, but most of them thought that Mike would not turn up. Because as a principal, they thought, no one looks at this place, no one looks at these youngsters. They're from different backgrounds, Romanians, we had the Afghanis, we had Taj Richards, who's actually listening to the program. He runs the Reggae Boys, the Jamaican community. They've got a massive following. Then you got the Somalian brothers that are watching. And they thought there is no chance a principal of such a big name, such a big college would actually come. And I did promise him that he will come. Came in, we've set in the Warwickshire League. We actually won the league in the first year. And we've had Mcgeever come in. And we've had a lot of some of the England national players come in. And I think within the first year, we've had 62 of them lads now joined our college, back into education, where everyone gave up on them. And like I said, because we had that trust and we knew we can give them that change, they actually came and joined us.
Please join us again shortly. We'll be back after this short advertisement break. Thank you.